No worries, my friend. You're on the same couch you were last time, I think.
Am I? Blimey, yeah.
I think so.
You can't say I'm not consistent, you know.
We
Yeah.
we can't, and it's a happier
No.
world that we're in now, mate. I spoke to you in 2020 when I was working in the COVID lockdown in hotel quarantine. So now we're out and about, and you can
We
tour.
are. We,
Yeah,
well, I'm
and
stuck on my couch, so that's still not out and about necessarily. Yeah, yeah.
mate, I will be seeing you for the very first time in Brisbane in September.
Okay. Right.
I am
Yeah.
ready. I am,
Hopefully
yes.
we don't disappoint, mate.
Oh, mate, come on. How could you?
Yeah.
Now, and we all know that things that you don't let anything get you down because you were performing in a chair recently. How is the leg? And because yeah, Barney, if you're not careful, if you don't start taking care of yourself, mate, you might start looking like a man in his late 30s, and we wouldn't want that.
Yeah. Mate, to be honest, I mean, it's the third time I've broken that ankle in 10 years. So it's got a bit of, there's a bit of history there. I've got four in that respect. But now I'm fine. I mean, because it was the third break in such a short time, like the medical people were a bit concerned that it might have done some damage that might affect me for the rest of my life. But it doesn't seem to have done that. I've been sort of very disciplined about doing the physio and stuff. So it's looking good. It seems to have recovered pretty much. I mean, I've still got some swelling, and because I got a blood infection, which was a pleasant side effect of the whole situation. Which really, well, I say when I say pleasant, obviously I'm joking, but yeah, I've got like permanent scarring on the bottom of my leg from the infection. But aside from that, I've got my mobility. I'm not going to lose any of it, so I'm quite relieved about that, to be honest.
Um, Mate, you compared to Shane Embury, who I once joked is going to run out of bands to be in at this point.
Right.
You appear to have not be anywhere near as prolific in your other musical exploits. So I just wondered why, like, if there was maybe a reason for that, and what you do to keep yourself occupied outside of Napalm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Shane. Me and Shane are quite different in that respect. He sort of is driven by really doing as much as he can, musically and all different things. My interest is Napalm Death. Honestly, I don't really have any desires to, stretch my wings any further out of that because Napalm Death does that in and of itself. I mean, if something interesting comes along, um, or a band that I really like, then yeah, I'd definitely help somebody out, which I have done over the years. Um, but but yeah, I mean, I just don't. I'm not. I must be honest. I'm not really motivated to do other bands. I mean, I've got enough on my plate as it is. Napalm's quite self-sufficient in a lot of ways, so that takes up a lot of my time. It really does. So yeah, and I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with not being in multiple bands. It's not something that I feel that I need to do. So
He's about to release his autobiography. Have you read it? And if not, are you nervous?
no, 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 no. I mean, I actually did interviews for it. I mean, we differ on that as well. I don't know. Obviously, I don't want to speak for Shane directly, but I'm not so sure that it was uppermost in his mind to do an autobiography. Um, but he's done it, and that's up to him. Personally, it's not something I would do. But because I don't feel that I warrant an autobiography, if I'm honest. And secondly, I'm quite private. I like many people. I'm a mixture of two things. I'm very open. I'll always talk about stuff. I'm quite happy to talk about anything. But like deep down in my life, I'm very private. nothing sinister there. It's just I like a little bit of mystique and a bit of privacy, you know. So I wouldn't want myself opened up like that, you know. I actually did interviews for the book because I felt I should, you know. Obviously, me and Shane have been together probably it's his longest relationship out of anybody, you know. So perhaps it'd be a bit odd, you know, if I wasn't in there, you know, despite the fact that it's not something I would do myself. So yeah, whatever, you know, whatever happens, happens. Whatever's in the pages is whatever's in the pages, really. You know, will I rush out and read it? Probably not, for no specific reason, other than I generally don't read band autobiographies. You know, even if it's someone that's as close as me and Shane, it's not something that really interests me. You know.
He recently shared his so this is going to sound like I keep talking about Shane, but
No, that's
he's
fine.
kind of he populated the Instagram recently with his top 10 Napalm Death tracks. Now, I feel like that's trying to name your favorite child. So I wouldn't ask you to name potentially favorites, but what are some Napalm tracks that just bring you joy when performing?
Um, probably a lot, probably quite a few tracks that we don't play actually. You know that we haven't played. Um, I'd find it really. I mean, there's a lot of songs. I can, you know, speaking generally about Napalm Death. I mean, honestly, Napalm Death is really the band for me. If it was another band, I wouldn't be interested. I must be honest. It's the ferocity that really drives me. You know, the fact that I feel, and I've generally always felt that when we're on, you know, when we're firing on all cylinders, you know, Napalm is it's like a juggernaut. You know, it's just a massive noise attack. You know, and I like that. I never, you know, a Napalm Death with the edges taken off is not something that you know it would ever appeal to me. You know, so and within that, the framework is there's the really painfully slow and noisy stuff. I mean, I always loved to play Evolved as one, even though I wasn't part of the recording of that song. When we open up with that one live, fucking hell, that's powerful, you know. We did it for a few tours um, a couple of years ago, and it was great. You know, it's such a great intro. I'd like to go back to doing that again at some point. Um, and then sort of on the really fast side of it, I mean, there's a million tracks I could pick that really, you know, when you're on stage playing them, you're like, yeah, this is what Napalm Death for me is meant to be, you know. So I couldn't name you any specifics if I'm honest, you know. Yeah.
Um, Lastly, I was really, really excited that not only am I going to be seeing you, but I'm also going to be seeing Wormrot and Hiss, their album from last year, absolutely knocked me on my ass. And
I've
I
heard
was,
about them, but I've not heard them as such. You know, I don't even
oh,
know what they sound like. Yeah,
oh, Barney, do yourself a favor, my friend. Their latest album
yeah.
will absolutely blow you away.
What sort of
Uh,
stuff is it?
it's very grind. It's a
Okay,
um they're Singaporean or Malaysian or something, but
okay, right. Okay,
literally guitar, drums, and a
right,
vocalist, and
cool.
just utterly ferocious. You are going to love them.
I'll take
Uh,
that as a top tip. Yeah,
oh yes, yeah, you're going to
yeah.
have a heap of fun.
Isn't Extortion playing? I thought they were, or they
Now,
were meant to.
Extortion is opening for one of your sets, I
Probably the
believe,
Melbourne one or
Melbourne.
something.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, some closing words. Like, what do you think? What do you think about Extortion?
Oh God, I mean, you know, they came at a time when a lot bands of that ilk, that particular part of the scene, weren't plentiful. I would say, you know, yeah, okay, you know, maybe on the real underground and stuff, but not that I heard that was writing such good music. You know, I mean, I just really liked him a lot. You know, and Rowan, I got to know quite well, the singer, and he's an absolute sweetheart. You know what I mean? So, and I haven't seen him, I haven't spoken to him for probably 5 years. You know, so it'd be nice to see him. You know.
Yeah, mate. You know what? I know you're on a tight schedule, so I'm going to let you go. But Barney, it is once again been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and I will be front fucking row for
All
you
right, mate.
in Brisbane.
No worries, Tom.
So yeah, thank you so much, man. Have a
No
great day.
worries, mate. All the best to you.